ours.
We've certainly got them.
Okay.
Other questions? Any hands here?
Just blanking.
Here's one right here.
Just wanted to ask which Quo album you're most proud of individually?
Okay, the question is, which Quo album are the members of the group, Alan, this is not for you, I guess, do they feel most pride for? Okay, we'll start down here.
I think the current one.
Well briefed by Simon Porter.
Same for me, dismal. Dismal. Very nice, good profile. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Andy.
I think probably whatever you want.
Why is he bound to say that?
He wrote it.
Okay, that's very good. Bound to say that. That's a good quote. Okay, Francis.
On the level of quid pro quo or false call, I think.
Or for some reason, I always say hello. I think it was very defining sort of turning point now. People really know what we're about, man. So hello for me. Hello.
Okay, next question. And we have one right here.
Do you reference to the guys who are in the band now, but will the Frantic Four tour again?
Okay, the question is, with due deference to the men we see before us, will the Frantic Four, presumably we're talking about Alan and John, perform again?
Well, some years ago that would have been impossible. Now it's at least possible, but a lot of things would have to happen first, I think. But it's possible.
Is Christmas one of the things that would have to happen? All right. Well, you never know. Watch the future years go by on the calendar, and we'll find out. Okay. Next question, or are there any more questions? Speak now, or forever hold your pizza. And this gentleman says.
Well, yeah, I've got a question for Rick. You seem to keep your vision after your heart bypass still. My cousin just had heart bypass surgery. What's next? Got any advice for his first week of recovery?
Wow. This has turned into an edition of General Hospital. Well, any recommendations?
No, having a heart bypass gives him a week's later.
Okay, we know he's asking for serious medical advice for a heart bypass survivor.
Oh, it's very difficult to say really. What I found when I came around the next day is that I immediately focused on getting back on stage, smoking a fag, having a bottle of wine. Not necessarily in that order. But no, seriously, I focused on, I gave myself 12 weeks to recover. And I thought that was a fair time. And so we put a gig in at Norwich Football Ground 12 weeks later. And so I had something to aim for. And I think it's quite important to be able to see, set yourself a time for getting better. And 3 months I found was about right. Set your sights on something and drink plenty of red wine.
No, it is true. A certain amount of red wine nowadays is considered healthy for you. That's the only thing he ever did that was healthy. Oh yes, here we go. Did anyone have a favorite part of the documentary? I think I'll probably put the most garrulous man on the mic here.
Probably the titles at the end, I thought they were fantastic. I think if you give it yourselves peculiar, I don't really enjoy doing that, but I think it was quite a good documentary. This is quite good, isn't it?
I think he is quite good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it a Yes, one right here.
Can I just say to Alan, thanks for giving us a great piece of quote memorabilia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Okay, next question. And let's see if there's anybody up there. Is that a question up there?
Yes.
You have to stand up and shout, I'm afraid.
What I'd like to know is, how did you come to the dirge? What made you choose that piece of music to start with your shows?
How did you choose the piece of music to start your shows?
The drone, she means.
Drone, sorry, yes.
Yeah, she called it the dirge, but I think...
bit, I can see your guitar. We had this idea, you know, we didn't like to start out sort of cold and just go straight into Caroline. So we decided to do this drone. So I put it to Pip, who was producing us at the time. And Pip basically single-handedly put that drone together. I stood and watched him do it on synthesizers and bits and pieces. We had a great day doing it, didn't we? And it's lasted for, God knows, 20 years now. We've had that drone and nothing can replace it. We will always open with Caroline, no matter how much you like to play. We have to open with Caroline.
She'll hit you, she's
In trouble.
Okay, over here, the guy who looks like Jimmy Savile. Okay, please sit down. No, come on down. Oh. I didn't mean it. It's just that in half an hour, BBC One is showing Panorama. Yeah, exactly. Okay, next. Anyway, you can come back next question. I won't say anything next time. Okay, fine. Next time. You gotta remember, I was in the office next to him for 7 years, for heaven's sake. He's on my mind. Okay, anybody else in the back? Nope. Yeah. Okay. Oh, one more.
A few years ago, Bob, I met Neil Armstrong. He didn't really like to talk about landing on the moon, which was a huge disappointment. And I think it's the second greatest thing that I can remember is Live Aid. And how did it feel, guys, just to open that amazing show? And is that really one of the highlights of your career?
I guess it is one of the highlights, yeah, and I'm really pleased in hindsight now. I'm really pleased that we did it because, as we said in the doc out there, mate, we very nearly didn't because we were very under-rehearsed and we weren't really together as a band, Alan and gone, as we've all just seen. And in hindsight, I mean, that is going to be a piece of modern history, and it's fantastic that we did it. I'm very pleased we did it. Yeah. I think you will.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things. It's supposed to be a highlight, but we've often said there are gigs that we play in out of the way places that aren't important, that you don't think are going to be particularly special, that really are. And always the focus is on the high-profile gigs, and there's usually a lot of pressure on them, and we never really function as we should under those high-pressure gigs. And that one was not as good as it should have been. Shite, I was going to say. Did it again, isn't it?
Yeah, you say.
Yeah, it was great. It was a big thing. Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, from the broadcasting point of view, all of us who were on the broadcasting team knew this would be, and indeed it has been, the highlight of our careers because it was the first live international broadcast. So until there is a broadcast from another heavenly body, there will not be a similar leap in technological transmission. So this was the biggest step forward there has been in our lifetime.
He is the Neil Armstrong of Live Aid. He played
That's true. Okay, last question. Okay, I'm going to give this person one more chance. No? Okay, fine. You go. Sorry? Stand up, please.
Having seen such an amazing documentary and seen the rise and the highs and the lows, is there anything you would have done differently?
Is there anything these gentlemen would have done differently? All right, let's start over you.
Is that your boy? Is that your boy?
No, I don't think so, unless maybe I should have joined a bit earlier.
I've done it all, every minute.
Wouldn't change a thing. Pass.
After that question, crown him when I get out of here. No, here we are, all sitting here, done what we've done. I think we're all proud of it.
As well you should be.